Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing again. I hope you're doing well. I've just watched Jamie Mitchell retain her WBA Bantamweight title against CARLY SKELLY, Liverpool's CARLY SKELLY. And CARLY SKELLY came in at 4 wins and 1 draw, no defeats. She didn't have a knockout on her record, and she was completely outclassed. But let's take nothing away from Jamie Mitchell. I think this was Jamie's best performance of her career, despite CARLY's limited qualifications as a world title challenger. Sometimes it's not who you're beating, it's how you're going about your work. And I thought Jamie really came into her own in this fight. She totally dominated. She looked to be half a weight division bigger than CARLY SKELLY. They're both listed at 5'2" tall, but Jamie didn't just look taller. She looked bigger naturally, the bigger woman, and it kind of showed. We got these 2-minute rounds going on, which I always think limits the women unfairly. Very often they can't get their work done, and so it proved in the first 2 rounds, because Jamie, CARLY came out bouncing around, lots of energy, going straight at Jamie. Jamie was really very composed, good foundations. They always say you build a fighter from the floorboards up. She's got this lovely shape, holds her shape well, chooses her punches well, doesn't waste anything. She was catching CARLY coming in. CARLY was landing punches, but they were more, it was more a case of a frenetic energy versus a very composed, controlled energy. And towards the end of the first round, there was, let me think now, it was a left hook and then a right hook, I think, or right cross. I think it was a left hook. Definitely a left hook that landed on top of the temple that scrambled CARLY's senses. And she kind of froze momentarily. There was a slight delayed reaction. Jamie went in, landed some punches. There was definitely a right hand put CARLY over. Sort of fell onto her right side. Gets up right at the end of the first round. And the bell more or less saved her. But yeah, the bell did save her. Second round, it was the same story. CARLY, lots of bopping around, trying to get in close, letting her hands go, landing maybe 1 in 4 punches, 1 in 5 punches. Jamie, very composed, uses her feet really well, keeps the angles going, keeps offsetting the opponent. Lots of check hooks, check punches, keeping the opponent honest, making the opponent realise that as they're coming in that, I've got something waiting for you. Yeah, very impressive. And then at the end of the second round, exactly the same thing happened. It was a right hand, I think, if memory serves, and a delayed reaction. And this time CARLY fell backwards, landed on her backside, gets up. There's about a second or 2 left in the round, but not enough time for any more punches to be thrown. So she's essentially saved by the bell for the second round running. Third round, she didn't hit the floor, so that's a step up. But again, Jamie, beautiful boxing, picking her punches well, using her feet well. She's really coming on, this girl. Under Dewey Cooper as a trainer, and I think she did some work with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. But CARLY, fair play to her. She weren't quitting, and this girl had guts. This Liverpool lass, lot of guts. This is her big chance. Goes all the way to America. But Jamie Mitchell was just, a league above her. Jamie the Miracle Mitchell against CARLY Thumper SKELLY. I love that name, Thumper. Unfortunately, she got thumped. And the end came in the 4th round when, I can't even remember the ending. I'm confusing these knockdowns, I think. But she got stopped on her feet. It was, there was a sort of freezing. I think it was a head punch. Was it? It scrambled her on the temple. It scrambled her. She sort of went back to the ropes. Jamie goes forward, unleashes a barrage. I think 4 out of 5 land, and the referee jumps in and saves CARLY. Between the second and third round, actually, CARLY's corner said to her, "Look, you got to show me something." And in fairness, she did come back a little bit in the third round, but in the 4th round, the moment she got clocked, it's just too much punishment. Jamie turned the heat up, and the fight got stopped. And really impressive the way Jamie Mitchell went about her business. regardless of the opponent. I don't think I'd seen CARLY SKELLY fight prior to this fight, and she's limited. Both these ladies are in their 30s, mid-30s, but CARLY SKELLY looked to me like, you know, essentially a white-collar fighter come amateur who'd had a go at the program game, somehow got a big opportunity to fight for a world title. Jamie Mitchell, far better schooled, improving all the time. I don't think she had a win over a girl with a winning record before she fought Shannon Courtney, and she came to Britain and beat Shannon, got a split decision which should have been unanimous. I thought she only lost 1, maybe 2 rounds in that fight, clearly anyway. I know she had a bad round in the 8th, but apart from that, most of the rounds belonged to Jamie Mitchell. But the Courtney fight, you know, that they do say that when you win a belt sometimes, when you win a world title, you immediately improve because your confidence goes up and your self-belief goes up and your self-esteem goes up. And that seems to be what's happening with Jamie Mitchell. And Dewey Cooper, you know, good trainer, doing lots of great work with her. Afterwards, she was interviewed, came across like a real class act, just like she did when she fought Courtney in Britain. And then she did a little dance in the ring wearing her belt, you know. So, yeah, good luck to the girl. You know, she's had a hard life. And, you know, massive respect to her. She's doing really, really well. And, yeah, it'd be interesting to see who she faces next. I don't know how deep the gene pool is for women's bantamweight boxing, but I think it's going to be Courtney next. There is a contract, I believe. And I would pick her to stop Courtney next time. But again, those 2-minute rounds, can you get your work done in 2 minutes? She did this time against Courtney. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to that Courtney rematch. And I think Jamie has to start as the favourite. So, did you see the fight? If so, leave your comments down below. What did you think? I think Jamie Mitchell, I haven't seen all the women fighters, but I think Jamie Mitchell was the most improved women's fighter that I've seen. Really coming into her own and improving herself. What do you think? Leave your comments. Thanks for tuning in. I always appreciate you watching these videos. If you're new to the channel, you could subscribe or spread the word about the channel or hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Nice one. Take care of yourselves. We'll speak soon. Bye-bye.